Welcome back to Players Only. Now, full disclosure, I got to work at Isiah Thomas camp when I was young, and that's when he would destroy every little kid that came up and block their shots, but he would do crazy drills, and the little things that he told us, kind of like the jewels he drops on the show, really, I think, are kind of things that the jewels a lot of people don't get, and hopefully we give you a few of those jewels tonight. And we're just going to talk to you about some of our favorite moves, or actually what we think kids, weekend warriors should be working on in just a couple notes. Let's start with you, KLAY.
Yeah, you know what? I think a high release point. And your release point has to be the same as much as it possibly can. You can't release it all over. But for me, I really tried to get in here and have a nice high release point. So when I released that ball, I was up here. And so that, you know, get for all you young guys, make sure you get a high release point. Don't be shooting that thing down by your shoulder. Make sure you get in here and you get that high release point.
Now, how would you get to that? Wrist. If your back was to me, though, how would you get to that move? Like one of your moves there.
From here, normally I would shoot it with a high release point coming this way because I wanted to protect it because you're big enough that you might block it. So I was here.
But it's still high even here.
I would get up here.
Okay.
And normally coming this way, I would get a little fade on it, and then, but I would be way up into here on my fadeaway. I just didn't want you. For me, making a 4 or 5 footer was no different than making a 2 or 3 footer. I thought I was gonna make them all. So I just, you know, had a little fade on it, but it was all up here. So when I released the ball, it was high, and I got a lot of fouls with people coming up here. So if you're a young kid, get that nice high release point.
Zeke?
Yeah, I would say for me, you got to learn how to dribble, and when you're small and when you're a guard, you know, you got to be able to play in all areas of the court. And for me, it was, you got to learn how to dribble the basketball. So the first thing I would learn to do is most people like to dribble high, like this. I like to dribble low. So I would have the ball down here. And yeah, you got to be able to pat it. And then you got to learn how to walk the dog, bring it back. And then you do some figure-8 drills with it. And then you may do some stuff like that. So,
I remember you doing the machine gun for about 30 seconds. Yeah, and it was just so incredible, your handle, Zeke. I mean.
Yeah, but it's like you got to have different levels of dribble. So you got a high dribble, you got a medium dribble, and then you got a low dribble.
Now, if I try to reach, what do you do to people then?
Well, see, you just put it low, right?
I ain't gonna let you keep embarrassing me, man. We know that.
And you know doggone well, big guys cannot reach that low because let me tell you something, they're reaching up here. I am not going down here. I promise you to get that ball.
But the key is, right, most people when they cross over out here. If you cross over up under your knees, see, you can't get it up under there. So when you reach down, like reach down, Chris. So now I can go with it. You know, now I can take off. But if you crossing over out here, you know, all that's in the dribbling lane. But if I can get to you and I can cross over up under my knees, then I'm going with it.
Zeke, now you check me over here. The one thing I learned is when I really had a jumper and when I would face up, that how guys would play me. And so if you could play me like a big stiff and put your left leg up, well then I'm going there and I keep the same principle low. Now, let's say that I start this way and say, oh, my bad, I'm still attacking that front foot. And so with me, it was always a point of if it's Mutombo, if it's Bradley, anybody, that they can't beat me. They're not quicker than me. Getting to the first one. And whoa!
He's off camera now. He's looking at
That's not what I do, though. Stick him up. Look at that. There we go. Bam! Get up, man. That's what you call a tippy toe dunk, a finger dunk. But when we come back, well, actually, guys, make sure tomorrow that you guys check out. It's going to be some much better dunks than that when you had King James in the building.
That boy feeling good tonight.
Woo, I'm tired.
Players only, baby.
Players only. Stick 'em up. Woo! Tippy toe dunk,
baby.
That's how you got to raise the legs to make him think you jump higher.
See, what about them David Ruffin? Look at that. You look. I look at them saying, baby, you look good.
I wish it would rain.
Oh, how I
wish that it would rain.
You look just like David Ruffin in them glasses. Both of y'all kind of chocolate drop.
Shout out to the Temptations, man.
Here we go. Look at this. Take that.
Tippy toe dunk, baby.
I wasn't ready for that one.
You got to raise the legs to make it look like you jumped high.
He surprised me.